Like, I showed up to where they were making the potion, and then the fairy showed up, and it was basically getting hauled away to the fairy place. Here. Um, anything you need to do or research or identify, etc.? Oh yeah, the one that was in Kamatha's inventory. Uh, so you're sitting at this very quickly made makeshift camp where there's a cauldron actively bubbling away, still on the fire. Ingredients are partially there and complete. The potion itself smells quite foul. You begin to feel like whatever concoction was being brewed has probably failed at this point. Or, yeah, who knows? Maybe it needs to go a bit longer. Leave it to you to either extinguish it or uh, put out the fire. Or, uh, I'll leave it to you to either extinguish the fire or let it cook. What's up, you? Alright, cool, cool. I'm feeling like it could use some more time. It kicks away some of the logs to help the heat come down a little, but not outright stop the process. So that said, um, her settles down on a nearby log that had fallen over, makes for a perfect seat nearby in the kind of somewhat chilly air as the evening starts rolling in. Um, and he looks in his inventory and pulls out this book that is the clearly a source of necromantic magic. As you examine the book, you see that the border of the like binding is just hammered together with like teeth. Like the binding of the book, the front and back covers, the entire edge is just hammered uh make make the book sturdy. It's just a bunch of like teeth and molars, incisors. Um as for the rest of the cover itself, yeah, this is some kind of leather. Uh looks a bit strange to you. Does it look like any kind of normal leather? But on the very front cover, and most predominantly, there is a single eye peering at you. It seems to follow you no matter which way you hold the book or which way you turn it. The eye itself is fixed upon you. Funnily enough, it blinks back at you. That said, there is a low, powerful hum of energy. It causes your recently injured wrist to kind of quake with the power. Uh, you can feel like the uh, where your skin is recently healed together. Uh, it threatens to remind you of how brittle your form was to the recent traps and dealings. But it is it's don't want to say radiant because that'll give the wrong impression.
What's the
Potent.
right impression? I didn't hear if you responded to that.
Is that true? So what does myrrh do?
Doing stuff good.
Reach across the cover. The eye follows your hand as you go to reach for the edge of the cover to pull it open. You can't help but see that it takes on a rather angry look as you try to peel back the cover, and the cover remains firmly shut. It seems to look at you expectantly. As you mentioned blood, you can't help but notice that the teeth around the edge of the book seem to elongate just a little bit. You notice a rather particular incisor at one of the corners seems to extend rather a bit more than all the others. One second, I gotta turn you up if I can. Here at max. You said something about a small animal. Sure, you can give me a quick survival check if you want. Nat 20, you say? All right. Yeah, nearby you spot a rather large bear dashing by, and closely following behind it are two little cubs, little bear cubs. One of them seems to stop and look at you for a moment. Uh, it's clearly curious about you. It doesn't make any sound, but it does just sit and watch you while its mother and sibling wander on by. Give me animal handling. Sure. 13. Yeah, you're able to lure it over, although it does seem a bit cautious of you. It refuses to get an arm's length of grasping. I would say it's like 3 steps away. It wanders a bit closer to you. It points its nose hungrily down at the meat. You can see that this particular bear cub, it's not all that not all that beefy. It's not very strong. You can almost see its ribs through its fur. It's definitely hungry. Uh, Without a second thought, it starts eating. It looks brown. Sure. Give me one more animal handling check, and we'll call it how you have it based on that. Those who? 18. All right. That is Trent once again spouting music.
I'm not listening to music. Oh, my mic is sensitive. Okay, I'm gonna try to fix that.
Okay. All right. That said, checking out the bear, leading it back to camp. It does follow you piece by piece. You notice it stop and look over its shoulder. It seems to be thinking about maybe where its mother or the other cub is, but it does keep on following you with your friendly gestures and your uh, meaty offerings. Oh yeah. How much you giving to this bear? Sure. Are any of these like rather big pieces?
I'm finally back fully, and I'm here and ready to go.
I'm back.
Where's my
Alright.
dude at? Yeah, but that was a new
They're
map.
probably at the tower.
Didn't we just create a new version for that map?
Right now we're in the Valley of Karma because you guys are dealing with fairy bullshit.
Yeah, I remember.
Right. Anyway, so you watch this bear chow down. Uh, as it gets to the last rather larger, juicier piece, uh, its mouth opens to devour it, and it almost seems like a thought crosses its mind. This time, it makes a big bite, but instead of gobbling it down, it picks it up. Seems ready to make its way to get out of here.
What up?
Ah, welcome.
Yo, Murr, don't you have like 2 M's you could just prick with this book?
Yeah. You say you're cutting off this bear's leg?
The fuck about your soul?
Sure. He runs to the edge of the campsite. The large chunk of boar ribs and you see meat hanging from its mouth. It stops, turns to look back at you just for a few moments, then it darts off into the bushes. After a while, you can hear loud, low growls off in the distance. Clearly, it has caught up with its mother. Yo, what are you doing? Oh, with that one of your imps has drawn blood upon the book, at which the leather of the book seems to turn from this pale, strange white hue that looks almost like stone, and seems to start to pinken a little. It gives a single throb before going a stony white again. You can see the eye watching you with a hungry look now. I feel like you could just pour it along the teeth on the edge of the book. As you pour this along the edge of the book, this not only soaks up into the book immediately, not wasting a single drop, but it looks fully revitalized, and you can't help but hear a resounding thump, 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 as the spine of the page seems to similar to that of a heart. The eye looks pleased. It gives you a single slow blink before closing its eye. Reach to open the book, there is no longer a force stopping you. The cover opens with no effort. You open the book, you expect to find pages, instead find strange sheets of weird leather. These also look stony white, similar to how you found the condition of the book cover. As you thumb through the pages, you see that they all seem to be blank. Uh, are you doing this more towards the front of the book, middle of the book, or back of the book? Sure. You open up to the center page of the book as you smear some blood from your little imp fellow on the pages. The pages soak it up, and as it soaks it up, the pages once again turn an oddly skin-like color, and the blood turns immediately into text on the page. You see, at this point, it looks like you've flipped to the middle of some spell, like some very, very intricate, like, instructions. It mentions having the skull of a werewolf, having the ectoplasm of a spirit, and just different ways of how to combine these ingredients together. Do you see it carry on and on and on about adding more ingredients until finally, towards the end of the page, it starts mentioning a ritual, which seems to be the overall effect here. Thumb over to the next page. Unfortunately, you are met with more stone-like leather. Hmm. That's more the Windian blood, right? All right. As you dab some of this Windian blood, it seems a lot more respondent rather than the imp's blood. Uh, Page after page after page lights up after just a few droplets. You get from one section to the next, to the next, to the next. This is a very long, intrinsic ritual. You see that it expects up to nearly a solid week of chanting and potion work to make whatever this ritual is. It's not too long until you're towards the back of the book, uh, where it starts talking about how one should be ready to humble themselves before a dark lord, before the Lich Lord. Very well. That's what you are able to glean from studying the middle section to the back section. After, I suppose, maybe an hour, as the sun is starting to set over the trees, the book eventually slams shut on you as you start thumbing through the last few pages towards the back. Its eyes open and ready for more. Fair enough. I'll let you get Murr ready for some dinner, and I'll go ahead and tab on over to the rest of the group. Now, last time, Unga Bunga was left with the cart. As you guys went to the tower, I'll assume that he came back to this camp with you guys. I really doubt he wants to be at the tower by himself. That said, we'll go ahead and fast forward to the little fairy enclave. Pretty much back to where we left off. Speaking of, I forgot to do us a what you call it? Inspiration chance, whatever, blah blah blah. Recap. That's what it's called. Yeah. My brain is not completely here today.
Is it just me, or is when Jody talks, it's like?
It's just you.
Okay.
Well, damn. All right, so moving along to things. Any volunteers for the recap for last time?
Well, I remember we were our group, Mur and I, were at this big stone tower. The fuck. Mur and I were at this big stone tower, and we went to check it out, and were faced with a big puzzle. The puzzle was an eye on the ground, and we had to sit here and arrange colored stones until we got like a proper sequence as far as we knew.
Mhm.
But there was still appearably more to it, and with just that being on the outside, we figured that there was like going to be even more inside, and that we should gather everyone before going in. There's also a dude turned to stone outside, and we kind of I laid him down, at least, and I can't remember what the other group did, but that's kind of the gist of what we did. We spent a lot of time just sitting here and like puzzle working, and messing with the plates on the eye.
Yeah, you guys were quite successful at that puzzle. At the very least, you guys might have an inkling of a suspicion that you've pretty much solved the puzzle. You just got to put uh, the last little details together. But important details they are.
But I don't know what the other
yeah.
group did.
They were dealing with fairies, getting
Oh yeah,
ingredients from the ocean.
Mackett had to learn to apologize.
Mackett hasn't done shit. That was Arthur that torched all the fucking fairies.
Yeah, that was Arthur's fault.
Hey.
No,
were
the
getting
fairies.
attacked.
Wait, no, the fairies told me. They were like, I could come with as Arthur stands trial. That was right.
Yeah.
We ended with we were gonna go
They
talk
attacked me,
to
that's
the
the thing.
fairies about how Arthur lit them all on fire, and I was the stance that they don't really have proof that he did it. But I have no plans of lying. And so if they prove to me that he did it, I'm not your lawyer, bro. So I don't have to defend you to the end.
True and real. However, if I did torch them, it was in self-defense.
I'm not going to argue that for you. I'll argue they don't know you yourself did it. But I'm not going to argue that it was in self-defense. I have no way of knowing that.
And the last you remember hearing Sherman from the fairies, at least, was the fairies were doing their thing, playing pranks, creating quote invisible walls, quote, holding the adventurers there, and yeah, they thought the best approach was to throw fire.
Like, to be fair, most of the things that we interact with try to wholly kill us. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's when you prank a war veteran with a firecracker, you should expect something bad to happen. I'm just saying.
True. But let's say, you're walking through what seems to be a bad neighborhood. And then people that you can't even see are like, screaming at you and like probably threatening you, you know? Wouldn't you be like, damn, I gotta strike first before they shoot me the fuck up,
I mean, maybe.
This is Florida.
Yeah. I
No,
guess
if it was
Roblox
Florida,
or
you wouldn't be
something.
getting attacked by like random people. You'd be getting attacked by Nazis because it's Florida.
Oh, or Florida, man. Or men.
We don't really
Anyway,
need Florida. We could just kind of can just kind of cut it off and send it into the ocean.
It will someday. Probably a couple more million years. Who knows?
Fucking
But,
another fucking hurricane or two.
But how? You guys arrive before the king of the fairies, which he's covered in a lot of wild-looking blue tattoos that kind of swirl over his face skin. He has a large set of wings and a small crown upon his head that looks like it's made from some kind of. It looks like gold, but it also looks like roots at the same time. And he regards you all, saying, "Welcome to my room, my throne room, in fact." And he gestures just around to his grand kingdom. This place looks rather small to you guys, but you feel like, in perspective of them, it's probably quite huge.
I would show it the proper respect and stuff.
Okay. You bow your head in reverence and give it a kind of grandeur look around as he gestures.
Mm-hmm.
I am Oko.
Ogo.
What seems to be the trouble?
Well, from what I have heard, you believe this man here incinerated many of your kin?
Well, I don't think so. I know so. At least, that is what the 20 fathers of those children say.
How do they know? Did they witness this incineration?
He looks over at the 20 fairies that escorted you guys. There is just a kind of how dare you look across their face. One of them speaks up.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend, but just as you wish to defend your kin, I wish to defend my there's an audible hesitation. Compatriot.
Family. Family.
That's a big word. And I'm going to tap him. That's a big word. I know him and would not believe he would attack so mindlessly. Now, if this is something we can prove he did, he is all yours. But until we have such proof, I would not want to harm an innocent.
There is a snap of fingers, and very soon there's probably a loud thud to them, but for you guys, it sounds like, I don't know, balls of paper hitting the ground. There are hard remains of fairies being dropped to the floor at your feet by several fairies coming around. They all seem adorned in black charred leaves, what you could only assume is a sign of respect for the dead. That said, with all these remains before you, one of the fathers speaks up. We were around patrolling when we spotted what was happening. We saw this fellow with that crest upon his shirt. He had his hands raised, and suddenly there was just fire.
So there was, in fact, a witness.
They seem to nod vigorously. Coco, however, he seems kind of lost in thought. He seems to be staring very, very heavily at Arthur himself. Arthur, with your dog-like demeanor, you look up at Oko. Can't help but feel that there is something kind of probing your mind. You can make a wisdom save to kind of try and force him out of your mind, or if you want to let him explore your surface level thoughts, you can allow it.
Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah. Yeah, I said I'll allow it.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I did not hear that at all.
Well, guys, well, what the fuck is happening? Because Sherman is here, Arthur is over there.
I mean, I guess we haven't placed our.
Like, Sherman is near the
Oh.
tower, Arthur is fucking at the beach.
It's
Look at the
okay.
beach
Just kind of
bench.
think of it as kind of theater of the mind right now. So Arthur and Sherman have been allowed to visit the Fairy Enclave to kind of help prove his innocence, or at least get him out of the situation. To the
And
rest of
as another point, the two of them are on a quest by the Mother Earth herself.
anything is like
Out loud, yeah.
let me resolve that in a sec. Let me get Unga up to speed.
Okay.
So Unga, for you, I suppose at this point you'd probably be at the camp with Myrrh. In fact, I think Maggot would also be there, question mark.
Yes, I'm there, just half cow.
Yeah. You'll see Maggot
Cowfied.
in like he'll have like a cow head and cow hooves.
Okay.
But we'll get to that in just a moment. Now Sherman, as for you and Arthur down in the Fairy Enclave facing some kind of criminal justice or not, you speak out loud, noting the importance
I'm sorry.
of...
1 second, Jody.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. You make a statement, kind of giving a foundness to their mission and what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish. Oko, however, seems still lost in the thoughts of Arthur. He probes Arthur's mind. Arthur, what are some things that you are perhaps thinking at this moment?
I'd probably be thinking, well, damn. I didn't even know that these flies had families and stuff. Not that their society was like this. I'd only heard of fairies in, well, fairy tales. Also, I still feel quite righteous. One could only assume that these were, I don't know, demon spawns that were hidden, sent to delay us from helping out in our quest.
As you ponder over the bit about your quest and your journey, Sherman, you're getting most of what you had to say out, at least the main points. Of this, Oko quickly raises a hand. It's clear that our young decided to interfere in a very important quest. Quest granted by the Earth Mother herself, no less. Well, I suppose if I were granted such a task, not let anything stop me in my way. However, a price must be paid, and all we ask is that of equal value. Lives lost,
But
return for lives restored.
what could possibly value the lives of kin?
Restoring them to life.
And
See,
how would we do that?
God damn it, Mer.
Goody.
see, this actually align. What?
Sorry, I gotta go for the minutes. I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. You're good.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, be back.
I'll make sure not to kill you this time.
Okay.
Maybe.
Say hi to Grandma Bart for me. Alright, alright, starting to get in the flow there. Ba-da-ba-ba. He simply wants the lives restored, and he points down to the guard fairy children. See, we around here, we have the potential to live as long as we wish, which is also a gift from the Earth Mother herself. First, we need that of the purest of water. Fortunately, our quest already takes you to the great water element. Is that correct? And his mind kind of infiltrates Arthur's thoughts once again.
I'll also answer. Roof, roof. Yeah.
Oh, it seems. And at this, he kind of waves a few fairies over. They each come forward carrying a few rather large jars. Although in your hands, these look more like potion vials.
Yeah.
Just fill these with some of the water from the cleansing cave. That is where your quest resides. And, well, is what we will simply need to cure our children.
Well done.
Does not seem like you have a choice, Arthur.
Well, I answer.
Uh,
I guess most would hear me as a dog, but the rest would. The ones, the fairies would probably understand me. Sorry, I've been having a cough for like 3 months now, so I can't do my voice that well.
Just get your dick out of your mouth.
Anyways, I shall right my wrongdoing. It was not my intention to hurt the innocent, but I must say that I did think that we were being attacked. So perhaps in the future you might want to gauge whether it is necessary to pull a prank on people that are going through this forest.
With your word spoken, Oko looks up at the fathers of the children. Is this not fair? Is this not just? You want your children back, right? There's no argument from any of them. The vials are passed forward to Arthur himself, bearing him with the responsibility of what must be done. With that, the fairies that have been following you split to the sides, creating a nice alleyway to allow you to exit. Please, do be back within the night. Our bodies, when dead, do not last long.
I'll turn around as I, started to leave. I'll turn around. Oh, could you also remove this dogginess from me, as it will perhaps hinder my abilities to complete this quest.
Like how he's the one on the quest, but it's me. I did not be a cat.
There's a sly grin from Oko. He gives a snap of his fingers, and you feel yourself starting to return to normal. The moment you exit here, you'll feel the magic disperse.
What about the other one?
Leave him be.
No.
I think it will
no.
serve him well.
The Earth Mother gave you both the quest.
Gave me the...
Oh, you mean the cow?
Indeed.
The Coglin.
This, he hands you a very small pouch, Sherman. Looks like you could probably fit a couple gold coins inside. Just sprinkle this over him. It'll be right as rain.
I'm gonna like say this with a bow. I greatly appreciate your understanding.
He gives a rather regal wave of his hand, dismissing the pair of you with a returning nod of his head. You may go.
It'd probably be like right about the time we get like fully out the door. Like once I feel we are far enough away, I'm gonna be all like, "Could you try not lighting people on fire?" And this is coming from the guy that lights himself on fire.
Really now? Well, at least I don't blow people up. Not that you do that. Well, kinda, but...
Arthur, as you speak, you feel your features returning to normal. Your barks become words once again. Although, something feels a little off.
No, I don't
feel
want
like
the
your
fucking
tongue is
tail. Okay.
You feel like your tongue is a lot longer than it normally is.
What the hell?
Sometimes it gets in the way of some of your speech. And you can only imagine what it's going to be like to eat with this.
Ugh.
How about this? After I pour this bag on Mackett, you can lick it clean.
Oh, ha ha. At least I'll know how to pleasure a woman with my tongue.
Oh no. Alright, a pair of you head back to camp.
Yes.
As you guys make your way, the sun is just starting to set over the trees. Arrive back at camp just in time to see Murr is tucking away something in his bag. Arthur, as you approach camp, you realize the sense of a quite ready potion. It just needs the last ingredient stirred in.
Fan I can finish the fucking puddle.
I want to go over to Mackett and be all like, "So, I have a means of removing your curse," and I'm gonna hold the bag. And
I'm gonna shout, don't force him to have sex with you in return for that. It's kind of fucked up. Well,
I just kind of look over it. Sure.
I have an equally confused face. Like, I don't know where the fuck that came from.
but it just sounded like you were gonna, you know, if you wanna pass this class, you gotta, you know.
I love this.
Maggot,
Penis.
this is going to apparently help. Just stand here. You will be Mookit no longer. As I start,
I narrow my
Mookit.
eyes at you.
You will be Mookit no longer.
Oh. Alright. Sherman, as you sprinkle this.
Yeah, I
Sorry, go ahead.
start sprinkling it on him. Making sure I'm like it's on him and I'm not missing. I don't know how important it is to get every particulate there, but I'm being careful and stuff.
As you sprinkle what looks, well, for us, it'll probably look like some kind of gold confetti or like glitter or so. It seems to wash over Mackett. Within seconds, Mackett, you are restored to your former green self.
And I'm just gonna trust me, just lick the inside of the bag real quick.
I'm gonna look at it. It's empty.
Yo.
Just need you to trust me.
Oh no! I warned you.
I mean, it seems like I'm Goblin now, so.
Is his tongue okay?
His is fine. Sherman, you actually spot a little corner is still has a little tiny pinch of the substance.
Arthur,
Mm,
here.
yes. Oh, come on now. When I passed the
I hand him
college
the bag.
of the bards and I grab it, I never had to lick any bags.
Oh no.
But wait a minute, I will use my human wisdom to lick my fingers and then shove it in the bag and grab a, I
Oh,
don't know, spoonful, fingerful, I don't know.
your
Untouchable
fingers
skin
become
does
coated with the last of the substance.
How does it taste?
It tastes like very bitter root.
Oh shit. That's not very tasty.
Your face bunches up. You suddenly feel like gagging, but yeah, you end up coughing a good bit. That said, your tongue has returned to normal.
Ah, well damn.
Now that Matt gets back to normal, I'm gonna. All right, we need to go. We need to get to Nazareth as quick as we can. Well, why are you guys back? I thought you were all going to the tower.
The tower seems to be a multi-person affair. Or at least more than the two of us.
I see. So it would be in your best interest to aid us, and then we shall aid you.
Yes.
But actually, we'll be helping each other.
A lot of
Because we're
AIDS going on here.
family.
A lot of aids. Sometimes it just happens.
And I'll say,
Should
yes, we
warn
need
that
to
back.
just get going now. We need to get to that cave.
Yeah, as you say that, Maggot, the sky has darkened to the point where you can start to see stars.
I'll climb on top of Nai and say, "Ah, we gotta go." And I'm gonna start going.
After you finish your potion,
Suppose not.
Hmm?
You finishing your
you
potion?
finish.
Yeah, I mean, I'm brewing that shit up. It should have succeeded, right? I did roll like 27 or something last time.
Yes, sir. I was just making sure. As you finish the brew, you realize that this can make probably give me a D6.
D6? Don't you mean A6? Ah, close enough. 5.
You're able to make 5 vials of water breathing potion.
Woo! Do I know how long they last?
Each of these will last about 15 minutes.
Okay.
As you bottle these up, it's like Mackett is very firmly on his way, headed out of camp with Naing.
I follow.
All right, Sherman follows along. Well, Myrrh.
Yeah. I'll just do my The Witcher whistle, and my horse will just appear out of nowhere.
Good old reserve, known by all
The
top
Witcher
dog
whistle,
players
he says, and then shouts, Roach!
or an absolute hellscape, known for its vast, deep subterranean
Roach!
tunnels where anyone
Get
at
down
any
from the
time
fucking
can
house!
shadows. A place not even a god could see.
That said, as you all head out,
We have an absolute blast of
the Windian
adrenaline
guard
and
Naaman steps out of the cart.
in that we used to get
Oh,
massive
sorry, I had to
amounts of loot. Come see me
lie down and heal up.
what I mean.
Where are we going?
What's up, guys?
Hell.
My name
We're
is
going to
Fire.
the
Magnet's riding on top of
cave.
Naeem, pulling the cart. We're going to the water cave now.
We have an amazing quest. Just
It's
follow
Oh.
me.
Good. More nap time.
I'll
With that,
I'll check
he lays
up,
back
I'll
down in
check
the
up
cart.
on the Windian guard, by the way.
Sure. What would you like to do?
Seems a bit. Well, he seems a bit hurt, right? And tired.
Same.
So I
Yeah.
want to roll some medicine to see if I can medicate him or something.
Yeah. As you're all on your way, you step into the cart, hopping off your horse. Kind of a walk and talk kind of deal. You hop
Yep.
in the cart and
You see this thing right here?
see that he has his hood pulled down,
Today's video,
uh,
running the RBVO
his
in reserve.
cloak is taken off, his wings are kind of spread out. He's just kind of
We get our money's worth.
very slacked
Not only did I not
on one of the
get
seats.
a single penny out of this bad boy. Not one
Looks quite rough, quite
RBVO
ragged, but not as
is
bad as he did before.
It was an absolute
Um,
blast, making today an epic
You see that there are strange purple marks across his skin,
everything a
and,
player could ask for
like,
in a video to binge running a
all along his neck
sorting 10
looks
million
very
coins
inflamed.
in one's inventory.
Hmm.
Anyways, I hope
Must
you
have been
enjoyed the video.
poisoned
Bye-bye.
somehow.
When we're ready and it's
All
time
right.
to actually interact, we have to go down the bunker. Follow
I'll
me.
check up on him.
We gotta go. Get
As I'm inspecting these, does this, look like poison, But where did he get it from? I guess I'll ask him. How'd you get
Oh,
poisoned?
I made the mistake of going to the top of the tower to try and find an easier way in. It was not easy.
I'll rummage through my bag for a bit and then I'll pull out my last antidote.
And with such contempt.
I don't know if it's gonna help against the this specific poison, but it should definitely help with symptoms, at least.
He gives you a grateful nod and raises the vial to you in a cheers kind of motion before he chugs it down. As he chugs it down,
That was
the worst
topical.
of the Was it?
What did he say?
No. I was making a joke because that was something that a friend of mine did. Oh, sorry.
Be right back.
You described it very similar, and so my brain, my bad.
What are you saying, Arthur?
No, I'm an inspector right now because what I gave him was the one where you have to roll the con save.
Ah. Well, let's see.
Give a con save roll to the guy with the poison condition. Fucking genius.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, I'm not sure even what, like, is it supposed to give greater efficacy? But, you know, the
as
alphabet
he tries to drink this down, he suddenly starts choking and gagging. He ends up vomiting on the floor. What is this bile?
Well, it's an antidote. It has greater efficacy than a normal one, though the taste might give adverse reactions.
I'm back.
He looks at the empty vial in his hand and the mess on the floor. With a snap of his fingers, he's able to cause the vomit to disappear. That just... I don't think your human remedies agree with me. He hands you back the empty vial.
I don't think this specific one would agree with most people, human or not. But now you have at least not
When
only
you-
got it out of your system for the most part, but you also vomited it up, so that would also remove quite a bit more of the poison, probably, as it seeps into your blood system. But now you have to replace that with food now.
Food and water.
After that good little
Yep. See, the dog agrees.
Boof. He gives kind of a lazy wave of his hand. He looks. It seems to you
Loki,
like
shut
maybe
up.
he seems too tired to eat.
I miss Loki.
You know what? I looked at him with a bit of pity,
Pity.
as he did help us a lot during the crab rave escapades. I'll pull out from one of my inner pockets a crystal. Here. This will get you full in no time, without having to eat.
Oh, I remember that.
Yep.
After getting our first
The moment he reaches out pretty cautiously. They not really fans of magic, but I guess at this point, counter the evil upon him, he's willing to try whatever.
Yep.
He takes it and immediately kind of raises his eyebrows. Oh, this is quite interesting.
There you go, awesome.
He gives you a grateful nod and just kind of holds the crystal in both of his hands for a while.
While he does that, while he eats, I will be playing a just a tune, a note, soothing note to heal him up to full if he's not full.
You heal him up. He definitely looks much better than when you first entered the cart to see him.
These things are insane. And that wasn't even all the fighting. There's so much more fighting. Just watch.
Okay.
Well, let me be point man because I got this freaking. Oh, what I
Alright, as you lot continue on your travel,
Let's find him.
starting him, and as he gets more restored, he starts making a light conversation with you, Arthur. He starts giving you stories about some of his first days as a guard, and his promotion to being a royal guard. And not too long, he starts talking about the princess and more of the matters closer at hand. And that's when he kind of has a kind of like a eureka moment. Oh, I remember. As I was about to collapse at the top of the tower, I remember seeing the helmet of my brother, Guard Vix. He was with the princess last. I hope he's all right. Or at least I know he's there. And if he's there, she's also likely there.
Indeed. We'll hit two. We'll save two birds with one party. I'll change up from my original phrase, which is obviously hit two birds with one stone.
Next raid, I decided to put away the M60.
He kind of narrows his eyes. Yes. You know, that's a rather common phrase. But we more say, bah. Never mind, the humor is lost to my mind. I can't think of it.
No worries. Take a good rest, because you're gonna need it. I don't know what we're gonna fight, or perhaps talk to, but it's gonna be an exhausting endeavor, most likely.
Fair enough. Alright, as you lot travel through the forest, it's fairly uneventful. It seems like there is just an unnatural calm about the forest compared to what it was before. It seems a lot more of the trees are at rest now that the unholy blight has been lifted from the lands. At least in this section of the woods, further away from the tower.
When we go to extract, that's when it gets
Um,
the very
the sounds of wild animals can be heard of all kinds. Grunts of bears, snorting of hogs, chirps of birds. But as you travel and the night gets darker, a lot more of these sounds start to dwindle away. Let's see. Mackett, you're leading the way, and you had kind of a heading on where to go.
Yep.
I need you to give me a survival check to find your way through the woods.
Am I able to assist?
And this DC will be pretty high since it is after nightfall.
But I'm also cheering you guys on with my song, so you get a D4 bardic inspiration.
All right.
Now at this point,
shit, 1 second.
I tried hopping up on the Jeep, but then this happened.
So, 20, 10, plus you said survival.
Yes, sir.
So 14, you said a plus D4 from Arthur. Do I get advantage because Sherman's helping or not?
Yeah, you get advantage.
I ran into 2 scavs that are just completely invincible.
Yeah, so
I don't understand.
20 and 24.
My only way of escaping.
So 24 total?
Yep.
It's terrifying. Your only
Alright,
means of
cool.
protecting yourself isn't working.
Although it's after nightfall, you're able to use your goblin vision to navigate the woods with a great amount of ease. Sherman, having been through a lot of these woods recently, maybe he even gets hints here or there from the trees around him, is able to draw up a rather well, a really good map of at least the southern half of this valley.
Yeah. At the very least, I can say we're going the wrong way if we start doing that.
Yeah. That said, let me get you guys moved.
What is this, number 4? This is number 4, yeah. Pipe number 4, let's go. Come on, it could be anything. It could be a red card. It could be a CMS for you.
Is as you guys come to, let me get rid of this owl. It doesn't need to be here. Okay.
I see a beautiful gun.
As we get you guys moved over, well, as you guys travel through the forest, the darkness is suddenly a bit fragmented as there's something quite glowing and lit up ahead.
Get out of the trees.
Seems to be coming from a nearby cave entrance. Perhaps this is the cave that you need.
I'll hop off the back of a knight, and is Arthur still in the cart?
Yep.
How many of those potions were you able to get?
I'll just hold up my left hand and show 5 fingers.
Can I get 2 of them?
What for? I'm already putting out 2.
I'm fixing to go talk to an elemental of water. There's gonna be a lot of water involved.
Yeah.
And plus Nazdar's down there. He'll probably need something too.
You know who else needs water?
Herman?
It's all water under the bridge, and I'll hand over the 2 potions to you.
Arthur.
Yes?
You know who else needs to go down there?
Yes. Someone that can fill up these vials.
Mm,
For water, you just stay right here for
I don't quite know if that's what was said.
Now I looked
Ugh.
everywhere I could, but I couldn't find anything for him.
Motherfuck.
Luckily, the train's here. All we have to do is wait.
Sherman, what's your
Fine.
passive? What's your passive perception, Sherman?
My passive, I think it's 20.
I'm almost to the train.
You thought?
Yeah, 25.
Shooted my man?
As you correct Arthur, you can't help but hear a very quiet giggling coming from a nearby tree.
Where's the entrance for the train?
Now with all our enemies all
I have to
dead,
resist
it
the
should've
urge to
been
not
easy, but there was
immediately
something
burn it down.
still stopping us from escaping from
I need to go. I need to go.
Come on. Ryan.
Alright, well,
Oh, brother, I can't get.
I don't know if you guys can come with me or not,
I don't have.
considering
No.
Or
Earth,
water. I can't
Mother
get-
Nature sent me on this mission, so
He can't get on the train. He's dead.
Uh,
Figure something out. Quick.
I guess
do need
if
some
I'm
water,
not...
though.
Jump on me.
What?
I do need some water though.
With less than
So,
10 minutes left, there is no
I shall be joining.
way that he's gonna get to any other extract now. It's this.
Oh.
He's gone.
Oh, why do you need water? Is it for a potion?
It is how he must pay his penance.
I'm in.
Yes.
You
You see, in
Uh,
return for the
He
charred
got off
corpses
the
of their
train.
children,
I
they
don't know
want some
how he
water.
did it, but he got very lucky. Now we have another problem. A
And
whole
after a
new
long
problem.
pause,
We're both
to
running
revive
out of
their
food and
children,
water. We
somehow.
might just-
Not sure
Uh,
how it works. Anyways, I will be following because letting you go down there alone would be very foolish.
Oh, it is. Oh.
I'll look at Naing. Naing, keep everyone safe down here. You would be very useful.
How the fuck did we not make it through the water?
Because water and machinery don't mix very well.
Unless it's a water machine.
We survived, and we made it in a great raid. We made it great.
And,
Naing Naing looks down at the ground and then starts surveying the woods around. Instead of just the affirmative, usual yes, he remains silent as he examines the nearby area.
Let's go. Open that damn door.
I'll note that. Are you good, buddy? What's wrong?
With the G28 right in the front.
That's crazy.
Yes.
It says another G28. Hold up. So you may be wondering, what did I mean by
Keep everyone safe up here. Yeah. And now, hop down off the rock, headed toward the
It's about how we got out. You'll see what I mean in a second.
You dropped something.
As you hop off the rock,
That was fine.
I just found them here. I thought they were.
so let me establish who's going in.
That means you dropped them.
Nuh-uh.
Me and Arthur.
Nuh-uh.
You-
Nuh-uh.
I just watched you.
Alright.
What do you mean? Anyways,
As you two near the cave, you suddenly feel
guys.
surprised as your feet are immediately covered in about half a foot of water.
Oh, right here.
The water around your feet is so clear and so pristine that it looks like glass around your ankles. It reflects the moonlight
Oh god.
and nothing else. You can just see clear to the bottom, the dirt underneath.
I need my armor.
Good call.
Will this perhaps be the water that they were looking for?
Oh, this is not armor.
What do you mean it's not armor?
It doesn't have armor on it.
It is at the very least
I had a number next
a very clean water.
It
So
doesn't.
you feel that this is
Despite not having
at least confirmation that this is the place.
Right. I'll just.
With it being so clean right here, I would actually like to fill up my water skin right here.
Yeah,
Same
same.
here. And I'll also, after everyone has done that, I'll wash my hands and face quickly, get refreshed since it's getting kind of late.
As you guys fill up your water skins, you can't help but feel that the water is icy cold, as if it's water flowing directly from the top of a mountain.
Dope.
That's some decent collect. You know where the
That's
AR
hot.
is? I don't know. I picked it up on the ground.
No, it's cold.
Right behind it.
Mac, as it gets to the cave mouth, kind of just stops for a second.
No, you
Takes a deep breath, gives water, and
That's an AR.
continues in.
Well, Mac, as you continue inside, you see a wonderful world of various looking crystals, undisturbed by ages of allowed growth. and transformation over time create rock solid pillars emanating beautiful lights everywhere. It's a lot like going into a room full of like neon lights and all that. Kind of like a rave, but without all the lights moving.
Oh, so no
The-
gravity.
No EDM.
Lights.
Damn
The lights reflect perfectly on the ground, making the water itself look like crystals, only disturbed by your occasional step forward. That said, I need to transfer you to another map. You guys are welcome to come to this map if you like, for purposes of observation. We are going to the cleansing cave.
Is this a fully underwater thing? So it's only water breathing?
Perhaps to a point. Or at a point. Currently, it is just a pretty cave with about knee-deep water.
Scared the fucking shit out of me.
Alright, I think we're hyped enough. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, that's the word. Not fucking.
I'll follow.
Emotionally shitting myself.
Is until I can't, at least.
We got basically nothing. But let's be honest.
Sherman, you follow in cautiously behind Mackett, allowing him to lead the way. You are also bedazzled by these various gems and crystals that just seem encrusted into the wall, creating pillars and spiked lighting everywhere. The water at your feet just looks like the cave floor, except with the reflection of crystals and beautiful lights everywhere. After maybe about 5 minutes stepping deeper into this cavern, Mackett, you are suddenly waist deep in water.
Helmet though. Oh no.
I'm back, sorry.
Mackett visibly starts like
Welcome back.
getting anxious.
As the chill of the water rises not only up your legs and to your waist, just the frigid cold of it washes up your spine. It's at the point that your ears almost shiver at this point. Through the water, trying to see past the bedazzling lights of the crystals, you are able to see a stairway down. It looks flooded, but you can just make out kind of what seems like a archway to a chamber they're in.
Look around to see if there's any way to like drain the stairs.
Look around, everything here seems quite natural. You do have a intrusive thought, however. As you move your hands around the wall, searching for maybe a switch, a lever, or some tool as that, your eyes rest on one of your own hands. You remember the control that you had over brief bits of fire and wind. Now you are faced with the obstacle of water.
I guess Mackett would kind of flex his hand a little bit, just because last time he did this, Mother Nature scolded his ass, basically. And
Oh yeah, but now you're working for it.
Now it's your job.
I would just extend my hand over the stairs and I guess see if I could part the water, I guess.
Sure, Moses. Give me a
Yeah,
give
straight
me a
up.
wisdom check.
I mean, hey, whatever works, right?
If you do that, I can use Song of the Dawn, so you know you have a holy aura around you as well. Complete the.
God,
the
here we go with
picture.
the tens. Gotta love
Song-
that.
Song of the Dawn.
10 plus 4, 14.
14. You see a slight swirl upon the surface of the water. It seems to turn downwards, creating a brief gap in the water. However, you lose control over it and it splashes back to its natural form. Get the feeling that you're going to end up having to swim through this.
Maggot kind of just sits for a second and fine. And I'll take a step down into the stairs. I guess letting the going down with the water up until I need to start swimming.
It only takes 1 or 2 steps for your small goblin size. Sherman, you can see him stepping down into deeper water.
I'll be here if you need me, but I don't know how I'll be able to help.
As soon as it overtakes me, I'm gonna start trying to make my way down these stairs as quick as I can.
Very well. It gets to the point where you can no longer walk and you are now submerged in the water. The brief tunnel of water ahead of you.
Good luck.
For the purposes of air turns, I will need to know, are you drinking your potion now or later?
Later.
Alright. Would that give me an athletics check to swim? Disadvantage because you're wearing your full suit of armor.
Damn it. I say disadvantage. Ah. Okay.
It's a 9.
Don't know where that came from, but okay, cool. Then ignore this roll then.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll take that 9. 9. Athletics plus 3. So 11.
11. Alright. You are weighed down by your armor a good bit, almost to the point that you can climb down the stairs, given by how heavy it is. Although it's clunky, cumbersome, and at a certain depth, you no longer feel yourself being able to control yourself on the stairs. At this point, you're able to kind of like flex your arms forward and kind of pull yourself through the water, although it's very deliberate and taking a lot of time. What's your Constitution modifier?
It is a plus 3.
3. You'll only suffer 1 round of choking before you reach your destination.
Okay. Oof. 19.
As you get closer and closer to this this archway that leads to another room, to this very brief respite, you see it's a grotto of sorts. You can see the surface of the water leading up into yet another cavern. Although, as you try and climb your way up, there are no stairs here. You're grasping onto the side of the land of the cavern, trying to claw yourself up. It's a desperate maneuver, and you're struggling and struggling to the point where you're having to give up air that's within you, and you're no longer able to keep it contained by the ache of your lungs. You end up swallowing a great bit of water, not only into your gut, but also into your lungs. Until, finally, you manage to haul yourself onto the shore, puffing, spitting up water, and you need a few minutes to rest. You have successfully gotten up, but, well, let's just say you felt better.
Knowing that the armor is probably going to be a hindrance to me from now on, in this chamber, I actually want to take my armor off. If I'm
Alright.
going to be going down water like this, probably not going to help me too much.
Fair enough. As you doff your armor, after taking some time to catch your breath and restore your wind, coughing up any last bit of water that you can get out, you take your armor off, and I assume you're letting it rest to the side, probably with your heavy inventory as well.
Yeah, if this is going to be I got to move, then yeah.
Sure. You look around. It seems like a small cavern with yet more stairs leading downwards. However, these stairs are not covered in water.
In that case, I'm going to start up until the point where I can't, until water appears again, I'm going to like have my armor and stuff with me. I'm not going to put it down just yet.
Fair enough. Keeping in reach. Gotcha. Way down the stairs, it takes probably a good 10 minutes before you reach the bottom. There's a lot of stairs. The walls look natural and cavernous. These stairs also look rather natural, but the carving of them definitely not natural. It seems like it's been carved here by flowing of water, just running back and forth across this way down. As you descend the stairs, it gets colder and colder until at last you feel it under your feet. You feel small puddles are now becoming small surfaces of slick ice. With that, there's a bright glow of blue light ahead. That reminds me, let me change the atmosphere because we were in kind of a build mode. A little too dark. Hold on.
Just say, Jesus, Jody.
I'm working on it. You gotta get these things just right. It's annoying because after I hit apply, after setting the exposure, it changes it again. But there we go. I think that's close enough. It's a little dimmer at least. Alright. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. You hear it before you see it. You hear a churning of water at the very center of the room. You can just hear this water constantly churning. Before you see a lot of like pillars of ice. One looks kind of out of place, however.
Get all the way down to the bottom. Kind of look around the cavern for a second.
Sure, you
And,
see a massive icy pool ahead of you. There seems to be some kind of statue glowing across the way. But more importantly, in the ice directly ahead of you, you can see, well, a shape that has two legs and what looks like a sword sticking out one of the sides.
immediately, I'm going to get over to it and inspect it.
Sure. As you turn the corner around this icy pillar, you see none other than the face of Nosder, frozen solid. His eyes look glassy, looking straight forward. His mouth seems open in a furious yell. His sword arm looks reared back, ready to strike.
Is his face uncovered like this?
Yes.
Kind of tap him in the face. Hey, wake up!
There's no immediate response from Noster, but as you utter the words, "Hey, wake up," and start making noises, the churning of water increases dramatically. The water behind you seems to make the cave itself quake under your feet and above you, around you. It almost seems threatening as that of a cave-in could happen. However, before you have time to worry about that, how do I unhide the thing? Oh, there we go. A humanoid looking form of water erupts out of a whirlpool at the center of the room. There's a loud gush of water as it takes form. Its massive head looking down at you from across the cave. And who dares enter my realm?
My name's Mackett, and I was sent here by the Earth Mother.
Sent by the Earth Mother. A goblin, yes, I know what you are. Why would she send descendants of a rat race to me?
I'll point a thumb at Nasger. She wants him back.
Well, he would have to pass my trials first, now wouldn't he? Unfortunately, he failed. He has forgotten everything that he was originally taught by me and the ways of water. As this form
So
says
I'm
this,
supposed to
their
deal with
voice,
you as well.
as the voice says this, it kind of booms and gets louder, more threatening. It's kind of imposing more power upon you. Deal with me.
I'm supposed to be taking the same trials.
Oh, tell me, why would I allow a rat to take this trial in the first place?
Because apparently people like him are rare at this point. Earth Mother needs people. I was eating breakfast
Control
one
us.
morning and she told me to come down here.
That's like
It needs
crazy.
you lot to. It needs you lot to control us and borrow our power to help out in the world. Yes, I know the speech. I know the spiel. Oh, just the thoughts of my power and those tiny green hands. Well, whatever. I am amused. Very well. Let us see what you are made of. With that, I'm changing the music. With that, she taps together her water-like hands, creating a large wave of water, which seems to head straight towards you.
All right. I'm gonna use my limited control to try to part it as it comes past me.
Give me a wisdom check.
God damn, that's why I hate these fucking in-game dice, bro. 10.
10.
Yep.
As this wave comes towards you, you're actually able to divert some of it, just enough to create yourself a small hole to carve your way through. You don't divert the wave itself, and it washes over Noster, increasing the ice around him. You yourself, however, are not knocked prone. You're basically unscathed. You feel a little bit like, hey, maybe I can do this. That the water elemental looks at you rather surprised. Oh, no one told me you were trained already.
I'll kind of hook another thing. You can kind of thank that one for that one too. Partially why I'm in this situation.
The faceless form stares at you for just another brief moment. All right. Well, let's see how you fare with the real challenge. Back you see the water begin to swirl and churn around her. With that, your feet slowly begin to become covered in water. The frigid water begins climbing up your legs, up your waist. Feel like this is definitely the point where, yeah, it's time to lay down your armor.
Yep. Right next to Nazar, and right before the water overtakes me, I'm gonna knock back that potion.
Very well, you chug down the water-breathing potion. Now, while you are able to breathe underwater with this, the last 15 minutes, which I will be more than long enough for this challenge, it is cold, frigid. You will start taking cold damage after a certain number of rounds in the water.
Yep.
Alright, that said, the form itself seems to disappear, mingling in with the water. You can feel very, very deep vibrations echoing through the water as the voice echoes through. Oh, look at you. Can't even plant your own feet on the ground. There's a sudden surge of a current going through the water, and it blows, blasting straight through you. Give me another wisdom check, buddy.
God damn these dice, bro!
Alright, with that, Mech is sent plunged deeper into the water. You are head over heels trying to find and remember which way is up. You have become totally disoriented of direction. You're not sure whether you're looking up at the cave ceiling or the cave bottom. That said, give me a Constitution save.
Into the abyss that one goes. Oh yeah, I can get that one, no problem. 18.
Even with the sudden rush of cold just obliterating through your body, you are able to resist the cold damage. At least for this round. With that, water becomes quite still, as if planning its next move. Is there anything that Mackett would like to try and do?
Not really familiar with what I could do in this situation. I'm gonna try to get back up to at least where Nazar is.
Well, go ahead and give me, we'll call it a perception, to kind of figure out which way is up and which way is Nazar. You're not too far from him.
Motherfucker, bro. Give me that during when it's supposed to matter.
With the nat 20, you're able to rebalance yourself. You notice that there are stairs going down. In fact, you notice that they seem to be going to a rather large, interesting-looking gate. But more importantly, find Nazar quite nearby, surrounded by your equipment. You're able to swim over to him. It seems that the spirit has not yet stirred, so you still have some actions or, something you would like to do.
Can I surmise that I probably need to get to that glowing statue over there?
See that it's one of the only real indicative things in here. That said, yeah, it might be important.
I want to start making my way over to it.
Very well. You can go ahead and swim. We'll say get. We'll
That
say that you
first
start swimming past
iceberg.
this the third one. Third.
Okay.
As you get there, the whirlpool begins to reappear, and the elemental stands in your way directly in front of you. Oh, you can't even handle the mildest of watery challenges, a simple surge of current. Oh, you can't even stand on your own feet, can you? Not underwater. Amusing. With that, the whirlpool itself seems to surge in a more rapid motion. It seems that the sort of tide coming from it is kind of pulling at you, pulling you towards this whirlpool, towards the elemental. Give me your choice of wisdom or athletics.
If I jab Scalebreaker into the ice there, could I get an advantage on athletics?
Sure. I'd say you could do that.
Okay. I hate this. I'm about to go back to fucking physical dice, bro. God damn.
Ah, but it's
Love
okay.
it. Athletics.
Drowning is pretty cool.
10, yeah. Love 10. 10's the number of the game today, boys.
As you stab Scalebreaker into this iceberg, you can't help but notice that it shatters this particular iceberg in half, and it becomes nothing but slush out in the water. Mac, you are left without a footing to stand on. However, you do notice that the water seems to be sinking back down a good bit as this whirlpool churns and swirls. It seems that more of the water is being used towards the power of this current than being used to fill the room. That said, you are sucked into the whirlpool. You are fettered and buffeted by just pound after pound of icy water. Let's see here. Give me one more Constitution save, buddy.
Bro. This game has it out for me.
I was about to say, what are you, Barthagor?
Yes, clearly I am.
That said, you're going to take some bludgeon. You're going to take some bludgeon damage as well as some cold damage, my friend.
Yep.
Oh, all lows. 15 points. 7 and 6 are physical. The rest is cold. As the whirlpool continues and swirls, kind of spinning and knocking you, almost disorienting you again. However, since you got a nat 20 on that roll earlier to orient yourself, we'll say that you managed to keep it at least for one more turn. Keep yourself upright, be able to get your head above the water to kind of observe your surroundings, even as you're being spun around. You see a nearby little pillar of ice in the water. Perhaps you have something that can get you to it.
Yes, I do. I'm going to take out my my crossbow and my grapple hook. I'm going to shoot it straight to that pillar right here. This one.
Very well. Give me a ranged attack roll.
Listen here, mother. That's actually semi-decent for this. Hold on.
You'll
Plus
have
10.
proficiency and everything too.
Yeah. So that's 17 total. Proficiency
17,
and
that is-
everything.
That's definitely good enough. Your grapple shoots out, wedging itself into the ice, kind of hooking its hooks in. Your rope becomes taut, stopping you from the immense swirling and dizziness of the whirlpool. Perhaps you can't rely on your wisdom or shamanistic powers to get you out of this. You definitely are still able to rely on the old reliable, your craftsmanship. Give me an athletics to pull yourself out.
Yeah, let's get this 4, boys.
By the way, where am I at this moment?
Okay. There we go.
You guys
15.
are upstairs.
Oh, but I thought I was
Plus athletics,
going to look for
18.
some water. Bottle of water.
I asked earlier
I'm
who's
gonna be
going
drenched
in.
in this shit. Trust me.
I was assuming that after the trial, that the water elemental would be a little more negotiable, and then we would be able to come in more casually.
That's not a bad assumption. What was that roll, Mecha? I'm sorry.
18.
18. You are able to wrench yourself out of this whirlpool. It tries to suck you in the entire time, all the way up until you reach the ice itself. Though slippery, you're able to manage to wrap yourself onto the ice. It is extremely cold, but at least you're out of the fucking water for a second. The elemental herself seems focused on handling this whirlpool, perhaps not even noticing whether you've left it yet or not. At this point, you have a chance to do something. What would you like to do?
This time, I'm definitely going to try to, of my own new powers, try to get over to this last leg, because feeling like I'm just cheesing my way through this. The memories of his old trials kind of play out in his head again. So I'm going to
fair
try
enough.
under my own abilities, new abilities, finish this.
Fair enough. Give it a go.
14 plus 3, 17.
At 17, you focus on the surface of the water, trying to think of a way to connect yourself to that platform across from you to get to the statue. You realize that while you might not be able to manifest water in such a way, perhaps you can at least, very much like how you forge items, forge it into something new. Be able to create a path of ice the way across. Give me one athletics check to get across. Since it's ice, it'll be relatively easy. Yes. With that, Mackett, realizing that you probably don't want to be in this water anymore, you get the fuck out. Whether it be from goblin ingenuity or goblin or your personal fear of the water itself, you do turn it into something that, well, you're more feasible to handle with. You skate across the ice with much more confidence than you had earlier for the water itself, and you continue across to the statue. There is a strange orb in the middle of the statue. It seems to glow with a quiet reverence. At this point, you hear the whirlpool behind you subside. Oh. Someone thinks that they can mess with the Dragonstone. With this, she doesn't take any immediate actions, but you feel like her words are quite foreboding.
And I'm just going to place my hand on it.
As you place your hand upon the Dragonstone, you can't help but feel just a sudden, like, tear of rage through your entire body. Your mind is currently no longer yours as you are suddenly being plummeted through memory after memory that are not yours. You see wars come, wars go. You see the fall of several clans of dragons. You see the world being torn asunder. You see the true wrath of the goddess of destruction, of the goddess Tyr, who is now sealed away. But you see that her terror, her torment, is that of all the elements coming together, shattering the world into what it is now. Just small islands, peninsulas, and maybe one continent that remains. It is then that this vision ends, and you are filled with what feels like a very powerful presence. Although it is not directly within you, but it is nearby somewhere. Perhaps you can feel it deeper beneath the water somewhere. TLDR, this is not really part of the trial, but it is an important artifact to the story.
With that, I'm gonna go back over here, and I'm gonna say to the elemental, what exactly is it that I need to do to get me and my friend out of here and to pass this trial? I've failed trials in the past, but that doesn't matter to me, right?
The form is silent for a few moments. Oh, you really do have no idea what you're doing, do you?
I was sent here. I was sent here blind by the Earth Mother. I was told to bring him back, but I've been tried before.
Upon the otherwise formless face of the elemental, a sly smile seems to form. Oh, I suppose that is your trial. Retrieve him from me. That, she turns her gaze towards the pillar of ice that encases Nazdir. She doesn't make any actions just yet. At least you have a form of idea what to do next.
Much as you wouldn't want to, I'm gonna run back out here to this part of the ice, and grasping that same feeling that I had to meet this, I'm gonna see if I can't reharness that to continue it.
How confident is Mackett feeling?
Right now, not very. This is a very... Knowing that he got to that Dragonstone across from this, he's feeling somewhat decent, but he's...
More like he has a little bit of idea what he's doing, at least when it
somewhat,
comes to ice.
Yeah, kind of. He's made something out of this now. He has an idea.
Alright, well, in the mind of Mackett, you know, when you can't work with something raw and shapeless, you gotta make it into
Forge it
something
yourself.
Yes, sir. With that, give me one more wisdom check. As you're already creating a path of ice and frost in front of you. But now I just need to see how well it holds up.
Wisdom. That's 13.
13 is good enough. As you dash by the elemental herself, she slams down a large water-woven arm, trying to shatter your icy bridge. However, with your craftsmanship and your newfound confidence in creating ice is not shattered. Instead, her water-like form breaks upon the ice. With that, you're
Get-
able to skate on over to Nazdir himself.
With that, you said I had to get him away from you. Then, if that's what I need to do, then that's what I need to do. And I'm gonna place both my hands on all the ice that's right here, and see if I can't. Kind of like melting ore away. I'm gonna see, or melting ore. I'm gonna see if I can't melt this ice and throw it to the side, like slag from a forge.
As you reach in trying to grab Nazdir, think of melting away the ice. This takes shape in the form of fire. Your hands heat up, very similar to how you've used heat metal by accident before. You thaw away at this ice, and you hear a loud, angry shriek behind you. You dare try to overcome this trial with the power of fire? But with that, the damage is already done. Nazdir is a bit more freed. In fact, his entire form is open for the taking. His body sort of collapses onto the ground in a frozen thud.
Not meaning to anger her. As I'm finishing this, when all I'm used to doing is working with fire, this is the only thing I know right now. The Earth Mother says I normally have to go through air before I come to you. I haven't even done air yet. So I do what I have to, and I'm gonna try to scoop Nazdir and my equipment and start going up the stairs.
You will never control the water! Never! The loud roar echoes behind you. Disgraced, angry, really pissed off that fire entered her realm. You grab Nazdir, you grab your gear. Give me an athletics check to make your way up these frozen stairs with all this cumbersome.
12. Athletics. 15.
Very well. You are able to make your way up the stairs. You hear a loud rushing of and roar of water. You look back behind you to notice, oh, there is a wave of water chasing you up the stairs. At this point, I'll need one dexterity check or one wisdom check. You can either try and stop the force of the water or try to outrun it.
I'm going to use wisdom on this one. And I'm going to basically imagine like a wedge to divert the water away. See if I can't raise a wedge in the water to push it away from us. Yep.
Alright, I was going to make this fail, but you got a pretty good roll. With the thoughts of you'll never control water ever echoing in your mind, Mackett does not adhere to that. In fact, Mackett is used to doing the impossible. He's used to doing things which he is told not to do. With that, you're able to spit the water right back into the mouth of the cave. You cause it to redivert itself, directing the entire current, actually, to the point where the echoing roars and angry voices start to sound like gibberish, like someone with their mouth getting filled with water as they're trying to speak. With that, you feel like you can continue safely up the stairs.
Yep, and I will do so. Once I get to that top layer again, I'm going to try to get Nazdir awake to make this trek maybe a little bit easier to go back up.
Well, how do you want to try and wake him?
Warm him up.
More thoughts of fire?
Not necessarily thoughts of fire. Maybe burning some wood or something like that, actually making it the manual way. Something that is low and slow, something that's not gonna like jar him completely.
Very well. As you start reaching into your pack to try and find some wood or some make like that, you can't help but feel that the cave is once again rumbling. You hear the surge of water making its presence known once again. In fact, also hear the water that bars you from the direct exit. You hear it start churning. At this point, you followed Mackett all the way up to the submersion point. You see the water around your feet slowly become disturbed, the ground beneath your feet quaking. Before you see the water starting to like rush itself down into the same area that Mackett dove into before.
And hearing all that, I'm gonna basically force feed Nazir the second water breathing potion, because I don't know if we're gonna get stuck down there like this again. And I'm going to take a breath, metaphorically, and start trying to trudge back up these stairs. The entire time using that same kind of I'll show you kind of mentality to kind of help make the way back up not as violent.
Fair enough. Give me one more wisdom save, or not save, but check as you enter or you exit the grotto headed towards where you saw the stairs leading down from the mouth of the cave.
Fuck it. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna add an inspiration to it. I'm gonna use one for once.
Alright.
So 12 plus 7, 19 plus 3, 20, yeah. 19 plus 21. No, 20.
21.
Yeah, 21. God damn.
Mackett, weighed down by Nazdir and their gear, all of this. Your feet at first cannot seem to find a good grip on the ground as the water floods into the grotto, making this now a submerged cavern once again. But you feel like this time you can control yourself underwater. You can control your buoyancy. You can control how well you like weigh yourself in the water. Because at this point, Nazdir feels weightless. Your gear feels weightless. You are able to walk as if you were able to on land. That said, the water that rushes past you feels nothing worse than like a strong wind as you climb up a mountainside. you're able to walk out victorious, meeting Sherman on the other side.
I'd be like standing there with like my hand out, like trying to ready to pull you out of the water. But then like I'd see you just kind of walking through the water like it's not there, and I'd be like, "Oh, I take it that went well."
No, not really. The water elemental's really pissed.
I thought we were supposed to calm her down.
How are we supposed to do that? Arthur needs to go in there to get something.
In his hand, you kind of see like a piece of the ice from steel that was encased in Mazda, if that's okay. Like, there's still pieces of ice encased on Mazda.
Sherman, behind Mackett, you see the water whirlpool that you saw a while ago starting to form into a almost humanoid shape. There's the sound of kind of wet, slow clapping as two arms that are forming start giving a very slow applause. And a head
Hey, Jody, can we get some music changed? Because it sounds like we're fighting still.
Yeah, fair.
You are.
There you go. There's the suddenness of the clapping behind you, Mackett. Sherman, you can see the water elemental herself. The pure elements of water. Ruler of the seas, ruler of the rain, ruler of the storm, of the ice, of the mountain peaks. Applauding Mackett.
Weren't you just trying to kill me?
Oh, you did end up learning on the way out, at least. You're a slow learner, little goblin friend.
He is.
However,
That's
you did
little
learn your
green.
lesson in the end. Here,
Wait, so you don't actually hate my guts then?
Oh, well, if you kept relying on things like grappling hooks and rope and machinery, and you can see her kind of cringe, fire, then of course I would be pissed. And I was.
She sounds like she responds to fire the way Mackett responds to hearing Jade.
True. Water. But no, you learned your lesson. In some small amounts, you ended up mastering water. Much more than that oaf could, as he gestures over to Nosder. He will return for his trial someday, but no, he's not ready. He needs to return to the Earth Mother, learn the basics again. He is far too disrespectful of the other elements.
I don't know, from what the Earth Mother says, he really likes air.
He does. But all of us elements have our place in the world. And suppose he were the last one, which, as I understand it, he was. Suppose that our powers could not be used to quell the evil that tries to ruin and destroy the world.
Oh, apparently he's not alone anymore. Apparently I'm one of y'all. So, yay!
It's very well. As long as he doesn't try and use us other elements, he will be fine. He can stick to his air, his lightning, his dryness. Ugh.
His dryness. Fucking what?
But as for us, till he does and continues his oath,
Yep. I'm gonna slowly. So the fairies of the wood, they need some water or something like that because some of their children died. Do you know anything about the water that they need?
She gives a nod. I suppose they sent you with some vials.
I'll take out the vials.
Here, Arthur, you walk forward from the entrance of the cave, having observed all this. Oh, aren't you charming? Yeah, let me just fill those up for you.
Well, hello there.
With that, she takes the vials from you, submerges them in the cave water behind her, and hands them back to you. You notice that they glow with a light silvery particle effect on the inside, as if filled with some sort of mineral. Take these back to your fairy friends. I suppose they've had another wipe of their people.
Damn, it happens often enough.
Indeed.
Oh,
There was
just say,
some miscommunication. Shall be resolved.
only about twice a century. Not bad for their kind.
I don't
Oh.
know, G. That for people as long lived as they, I feel like they should do better than that.
Well, we all know the ramifications of being rash little creatures. With that, she turns to Mackett.
It is.
He'll kind of look at her. I'm trying, damn it.
Well,
It's kind
go.
of hard. It's kind of hard to not be rash when you only have 10 years to live.
He right.
Yes. Those fairies only live for one. But they reproduce like rabbits, so it's fine.
Speaking of what?
All of that said, here's a token to prove that you have, I won't say have bested me. You certainly learned your lesson.
Oh, did you get the
With
water
that-
badge?
Ooh, now
With
you
that,
can
she
control Total up
reaches-
to level something.
With that, she reaches down into the icy water around her, lifting some of it up as if it's suspended in a vial all its own. The water itself becomes encased in ice as if it were like a potion bottle, complete with a frosty cap. Don't worry, the bottle won't melt. The water inside, however, is precious. Use it if you must, but only if. Oh, with that,
now,
I've had enough disturbance for one, decade. I'll see you again.
Thank you. And
With
I'll.
that, go ahead.
I was gonna say with that, I'll grab Nazder by the elbow and I'll start dragging him out the cave.
He feels a lot more limp than before, less frigid and frozen. Oh, hey, you forgot something, litter bug. With that, the water spits out Scalebreaker and it clangs to the floor.
Thank you. And I'll kind of put it back where it needs to go, and I'll start dragging Nazder out to the camp.
All right.
That's rough.
That you guys got anything left you want to do here at the cleansing cave? Anything else y'all need?
None that I can think of.
I'll ask her, why are these specific vials important?
Oh, no reason, I'd assume.
Could I be so bold as to ask for, and I'll grab 2 of my empty potion bottles, some extra? Who knows when we might need some of this absolutely breathtaking and crystal clear water again.
She
And
gestures to
something
the water at your feet. As long as you are within the mouth of the cave, you'll have access to this kind of water.
Alright then. Does it lose its efficacy when we remove ourselves from the premises, or?
As if I would know. I don't leave here.
But you do live there. Anyways.
This motherfucker right
I think a
here.
tsunami in your local town will be in order.
Oh.
As Micah's like, I'm not stopping it.
Well, as long as you visit, I'll be a happy man.
With that, the humanoid watery form collapses into a puddle on the cave floor before receding back into the depths of the cave.
While that happens, I'll grab some water and put it into the 2 empty potion bottles.
You can add pure water to your inventory.
Pure water bottle. Excellent. This is for it's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Mhm.
I've been planning this for a long time.
Mac, compared to what he has bottled, as you look at your frozen bottle, you can't help but notice that the water inside seems to constantly surge and twist.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that away. I don't plan on using it anytime soon or for right now.
Sure. You can add blood of the water elemental to your inventory.
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, that's what I need. We shall discuss this later.
Yeah, right. There is
Magic.
no discussion with this.
I don't need all of it. A few drops will do.
Arthur, I will need you to never mind. I'll go into detail on that another time. Now, where would you guys like to go next? You guys going back to the tower?
I mean, if we're not super pressed for time, I think we should rest first so we do not incur
Yes, that would.
exhaustion
I'm at like
before-
40. I'm in a okay spot, but I would like to be a whole lot better before we go do that.
That's true. Oh, and you guys got to deliver the water to the fairies anyway. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
all right. We'll fast track this. After maybe about 15 minutes travel through the woods, the moon is high in the sky. It's probably getting to be around about maybe 11 at night. You guys make your way through the forest back to that familiar rock, surrounded by giggling trees and a rather small door that enters into the side of the boulder. How would you like to proceed?
I would. I'm gonna go up to the door. I'd like to knock.
Knock upon the door, a small slit in the door opens. Who are you?
We have the. Apparently, you guys needed some kind of water.
Yes, but you are not sent.
No, but I was the one sent by the Earth Mother, and he's behind me.
I'll grab 2. I'll grab the bottles and say, I'm here to right my wrongs.
Well, by all means. With that, the what is a gate for them rolls open, and the small opening, just big enough for you lot to crawl through, opens up, Yes, make your way down to the throne chamber where Oko sits upon his throne. The bodies of the lifeless fairies still before him. And he looks over at Arthur.
The quest has been completed, as well as the items are now delivered. And I'll hand him.
Well, I'm surprised that you survived the visit to the cave.
Well, I did not do very much. You have, and I'll point to Little Green here to thank for. Well, I also need to thank. Thanks, little brother.
And I will
hand
explain.
that-
I actually want to explain to the king. We were originally sent here by the Earth Mother for me to retrieve a friend from the water elemental. That's the whole reason we were here to begin with. We didn't mean to cause any harm or do any of this. We were just trying to get there to save a friend.
He gives a gracious nod. Of course, those on the quest and heed of the Earth Mother, well, let's just say that must become before all else. Otherwise, well, the world would just be in absolute chaos, which I suppose it is. He takes a moment to think and dwell on that thought. But no. What I've seen in my 5 years time of life, very old for my people. It is
Wait, you're 5?
lifetimes I've lived. I've lived 5 lifetimes. Let me tell you, I've seen quite a lot in my day.
Oh, I'm 5'2".
But that makes me your elder.
Despite being an elder, he does still look quite young. That said,
I'm on the struggle bus mentally right now. I'm sitting here like 5 and you're the elder. I know toddlers that are 300.
Well,
but
we
go
also
ahead,
know,
apply
milk.
the water.
Apply? How?
Well,
I'm
He
gonna
makes kind
walk
of
over.
like a sprinkling gesture with his hand.
I'll walk over to Arthur. I said, "Let me hold one. I have an idea." And
What do you mean?
as kind of a thing, I'll actually want to pull the water out, like controlling it, basically like control water, and like evenly apply, like even drops, basically for all of the dead fairies, and lower it down onto them.
I'll whisper to you, try to save some. I was gonna, that's pretty cool. I was gonna do some sort of, Orthodox Christian blessing thing. In nomine Patri. Just throw some water.
Mac, give me a wisdom check as you try to control the water.
Oh, I'm burning inspirations. If this don't work, I tell you right now.
You can get a bardic inspiration too, my boy.
Yep. 7 plus 3, 10, and plus 4 for him. 11. We're gonna burn an inspiration because I'm not wasting this shit. Fuck you, Jody. 16.
Oh, you didn't want to just casually fall on the floor as you try to control it?
Absolutely not.
In a ceremony between the pair of you, Arthur giving like orations and low hums, encouraging your control of the water. It becomes a nice little ceremony. Nice and reverent, smooth, and it goes off without a hitch. Basically, make this into almost a little rain cloud minus the cloud over them as the droplets kind of spray over them. Within minutes, Wings are twitching. The soot is fading from their skin as some of them sit up, coughing. Well, we will teach our children not to be so cumbersome to passers-by, especially those servitude of the great Mother Nature.
And I will not be so paranoid. Next time I'll actually ask them who they are. Twice.
That he gives a gracious bow to the both of you. Kind of a little big deal there.
I'll do a, since I am a noble, I'll do, the one arm, bow in return.
What about Mac?
Mackett, knowing nothing of formalities, was like, "You're welcome."
I'll kind of look towards Mackett, little green, and I'm exaggerating my bow a bit.
Oko has an amused smile across his face. Oh, it's quite all right. He's be that other child, you know. I heard that these above ground dwellers, and well, I suppose you are goblin. I don't know.
I mean, we are the
So
same
he's not
age.
customary. Very well. Continue on as you were. Get back to your travels and quests for the Earth Mother.
And that I will repeat.
Ogar.
Yeah. And we'll make an exit.
Yep. With that, you guys are given a dismissive wave. Guards escort you out, not for the sake of paranoia or being hateful bastards. It's more a formality, and all of them seem quite content and happy to guide you on your way.
We would love you to get the fuck out of here.
Basically.
Yeah, we shall take our leave then. How much of the water elemental's blood was used?
It wasn't her blood that was used. It was just the vials that you got from the cave.
Oh. Okay.
I will say there's a significant difference between the cave of the water of the cave and the blood of the elemental herself.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And no, I'm not getting that for you. No, absolutely not.
It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
All right. So, you guys make your way back to that clearing with the campfire that you used to make the potion and the log turned over. Assuming that's where you guys want to stay for the night to heal up.
Yeah, sure. We'll be chilling
Yes.
setting up camp and prepping for the tedious task of towering the tower to tave people.
Yeah. All right. With that, I will need everyone to take a moment and get a full rest. So recover your full mana, full HP. You guys have no real disturbances through the night. However, Bunga,
Da.
you have a sudden vision, a sudden dream You want to let it kind of take over your mind, your vision.
Sure.
All right. You find yourself sitting in a very radiant room. This place is made of golden pillars, stained glass windows, long ornate feasting tables. There's a pair of wooden doors. They're very large, gate-like, made of heavy iron and wood. But they're easily burst open by a sudden figure. The face is familiar, but you're not exactly sure who or what his name is. He comes over, clapping you on the shoulder. Ah, Valdir. Another day in the mortal realm.
Who are you?
I see. Quite the joker you are. With that, he kicks back, putting his feet up on the very well-designed, ornate table in front of you. He grabs one of the large chicken legs from one of the trays, kicks back, removing his char-stained gloves, and starts chowing down. You can see as he leans back, he's got this leather apron on. In the belt of the apron, there's tucked away a pair of tongs and a rather interesting-looking blacksmith's hammer. This hammer looks to be made of a metal you do not recognize. It seems to glisten as if it were the starry night itself.
Yoink.
What do you mean yoink?
Wow, yoink! That beautiful place.
What you mean yoink? Like, hang on.
Yeah, it's the place, yoink. You know, beautiful.
But
This time of year.
But through the goggles over his eyes, he looks at you. Wait, are you serious, Valdir? You don't remember me?
Well,
Oh shit. I am going to go for a few minutes. I will be back.
all right.
No worries.
Well, yeah, I don't remember you. I lost most of my memories. So I'm sorry.
A god losing his memories. Now I've heard it all.
Well, it was 2000 years. Then I got my power back, so yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, your power back. Valdir, I saw you here yesterday. Wait, what's going on? With that, he puts down his chicken and lifts the goggles from his eyes. You see pure blank white eyes staring at you. They seem to radiate with a golden light as they peer over your body. What's happened to you?
I was sleeping for 2000 years in old cities, in the old city vault. I was a normal Manilo. And then we got back to the city after a while, got my power back, and now I can remember barely anything.
Manila. Oh, those greedy little bastards. I'm surprised they didn't rob you of, well, your powers. Well, I guess you said maybe they did. I don't know. Oh. Let's see. Let me just take a closer look at you. With that, he starts studying and examining over you. There's a nearby decorative mirror on the wall. You see that you are indeed in the shape of Valdir, who appears to be this, like, godlike human warrior. You're clad in your familiar golden armor and the axe upon your back. Hey, what's this? He snatches the axe off of your back. Valdir, what have you done to my baby? And he immediately starts polishing and fussing over the axe like it's a child that's been long neglected.
Like, what do you mean? This is what I got. I did nothing to it.
Oh, it's got cracks here. Not even a sharpened blade. Oh my god. Wait, what's this? It doesn't even have its sacred flame anymore. Valdir, you you've you've not been doing your duties.
What do you mean, my duties? I told you I barely remember anything.
You're supposed to protect the world from the menace of the undead. What do you mean? Like, do you no longer guard the gates of the underworld?
What?
Oh my, you really have lost it all, haven't you?
I told you.
Well, no worries. I'll get this fixed up, finish it. With that, he goes on to say more, but suddenly you can't hear him. There seems to be like an amazing glow of light coming from one of the stained glass windows. Upon one of the windows, you see the stained glass image of a figure with a long gray beard. His eyes seem to irradiate just the same as the apparent blacksmith before you.
Scandal.
And he wears a horned helmet of sorts. That said, the light from its eyes becomes insane, like to the point where you can no longer see anything. Next thing you know, you're waking up as Unga Bunga. The sun is shining directly in your face as morning breaks.
Okay, that was weird. So I might fucking test the X. Like,
Sure.
I'll use the medallion to become Valdir.
Sure. You use your medallion and become Valdir, god of war, and apparent guardian of the gates to the underworld. Not sure where that came from, but hey, apparently a mantle that lies on your shoulder. You reach for your axe, but discover it's no longer there. You remember last that it was not in your hands when whatever vision or dream this was disrupted. In fact, uh, as Valdir, you feel the warmth and the familiarity of the dining hall that you were in just fading away. The warmth of the fire, the warmth of the sun breaking through the windows, it all just seems to fade away as you are more conscious of the area around you, the valley forest, the warm summer evening weather. It's like you're living two lives at once. It's crazy.
What? Oh.
Yeah, long story short, you do not have your axe currently.
Okay. That's interesting to know.
Right. That as you're kind of checking yourself out and kind of bringing yourself down to earth and trying to, collect your thoughts. Can't help but notice that Mackett is atop the cart. He seems to be being cross-legged, kind of strangely, just in like this trance, just looking off into the sky opposite the sun.
I see Mackit.
He's sitting on top of the cart or the wagon, whatever you want to call it.
Right here?
And he just seems to be like in a trance.
Right here where you see my light?
I don't know, I'm not even on that page. Let me go there.
Oh. Because
But
it's only Sherman and me here.
where are you guys? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put myself at the tower.
Yeah, we are in front of the tower, yeah. With Sherman and Cart. Some fucking birds. Maybe Murs.
Yeah. For the scene like right now, I'm just in like theater of the mind.
Okay. I'll try to wake him up,
But,
maybe. Like shake him.
Sure. Is with a firm shake that you are able to snap Mackett out of whatever trance he was in. Let me ask, Trent, are you here? Yeah, your keyboard? I'll take it as a no. Yeah, I just got text from him saying that he's not here yet.
I'm back.
Good time. Alright. Mackett, you are being shaken from like this strange trance. But before that happens, you found yourself like looking up at the stars, unable to rest, thinking deeply on this responsibility of the elements and the trials before you. You remember kind of how dangerous this water trial was and how wrathful the element could be, and you did not handle the element properly or learn quickly. And it is as you ponder over these thoughts that you are taken into kind of a different state of things. Like suddenly more things about the elements are making sense. You are starting to get the grasp of things that goblins don't normally know about. Seasons changing, weather, all the different things that water especially is associated with, currents, tides, even like the presence of fish in aquatic life. Just all different manner of things that water has to do with. So to add to your list of traits, you now are more knowledgeable about water, the seasons, weather, and just aquatic life in general.
You said traits?
Yep, you can just add it as a trait.
Okay.
Just put it as
Aquatic knowledge.
you can put it as that or water training, whichever you like.
Okay. Yeah, it is water
said,
training.
That said, as you're in this kind of trance, these deep thoughts and sudden understanding, you find yourself raising your arms up towards the sky. And Ungabunga can see this happening too. You raise your hands up towards the sky, and suddenly it becomes cloud covered. Ungabunga, there is suddenly rain beginning to pour down upon you and Mackett. I guess also Sherman. It depends on who all is outside, really. I know that some of you guys are sleeping in the cart. I know one of you have a tent. So, as anyone who's outside, you're suddenly being woken up by rain.
I'll enjoy it.
Of course, Mr. Fishman.
So Mackett is awake. Did I wake him up by shaking him?
As you shake him, he's raising his hands, and you see the sky suddenly darken with rain clouds, and it begins just torrenting rain down upon all of you. His If you take a moment to look at Mackett's face, it looks like his eyes are rolled back in his head. You see the whites of his eyes. His mouth is just hanging open as if not present there at all.
That's a weird genjutsu. Maybe I'll try to like. So, the fireplace over here is dead now, right? It just died because of the rain.
I mean, it's there. It's just maybe it's a little smaller because of the rain.
Okay, I'll try to grab like a piece of wood with, like scorching end, and
Uh huh.
make it a little sear on his hand.
All right, Mackett, you are suddenly snapped out of your trance. You are suddenly snapped back into reality. You feel rain
Oh, there
pouring
goes
down upon your
gravity.
face, upon your face, upon your armor, soaking you to the bone. In stark contrast, you feel a sudden burning sensation on one of your wrists. You see Val there, giving you a brief branding, poking with a burning stick.
Oh, I don't like fucking, mark him. Just little sizzle.
Just a little sizzle.
little cigarette burn.
And also,
Uh,
I'll
uh,
shield him from the rain. I'll put my shield above him as an umbrella. Master Blacksmith, is that you? Are you back?
What'd you do that for?
I had a weird dream. My fucking god X disappeared, and I saw you in the trance. So maybe I was in the trance like yours. So I just woke you up, just to be safe.
Were you dreaming about water?
Sorry, what?
Water.
with the-
That's what I. Ow, my head hurts. Ah.
No,
Oh, wait.
my dream was
Wait.
about fucking blacksmith
Many little boys like to go outside.
upgrading or doing something with my X, repairing it.
Hold on. My head hurts. Give me a minute, please.
I have to go now, so you just know. But I'll see you guys next week.
All
That's
right.
Utica. See you.
Yeah. Also, I wrote DM to you, some added stuff on the Song of Dawn.
Alright, cool,
So
cool.
it has a
Thanks, buddy.
continuous effect as well. Yeah. Peace out. Peace out.
No
Thanks
worries.
for the game.
We only got like
Bye.
4 minutes of the game left anyway, so.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Perfect. Bye.
Mackett, just holding his head. He's fucked up right now. Just, there's basically a whole lot of knowledge that goblins aren't supposed to have flooding in his head right now.
Do you need healing, Master Blacksmith?
No, I think it's okay.
All right. So what's next? We are in front of the tower.
I don't know what we need to do next. There's a lot of things happening, and I'm here for it, but this is weird.
All right. So at this point, pretty much everyone's awake. If you're outside, you're basically getting drenched. All right, you have a tent, right? You wake up to the sound of heavy raindrops beating down upon your tent.
Yeah, 2% 10 I have on me. So I can start fucking putting it up. Assemble the tent.
Normally the rain would bother the hell out of me, but I'm okay with this right now. I kind of look up. Oh shit! This is my fault. And I'm gonna wave a hand and basically dismiss the storm.
Sure.
As one does.
I'll build the tent anyway. Anyways.
Mac, you go to control the storm. You realize that something must have been happening in your trance, like sensing that the world around you needed more water. You can notice, you can actually notice that the ground is a bit drier, compared to normal.
Once I
aside from-
notice that, I'm gonna be like, I'm like stop mid motion. I'm like, I can't do that. This has got to stay. And I'll start getting ready. And I'll even like go as far as that, like the rain doesn't even bother me anymore. Like, yeah, it's raining. It's a slight inconvenience, but normally like it would be cowering inside the cart. I mean, he's actively not.
Yeah, like this is nothing compared to the cave. Eh?
Definitely not.
His headache is a priority now.
All right. I guess we'll wrap up here by having you guys navigate on over to the tower. We all good? We're going to the tower?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. My coins fucking enhanced with spells are shaking for it.
Ooh. All right. You guys make your way to the tower. Herman and Mur already know the way there. Even with the growth of the forest over time, they've been there recently, so they know the way. I assume Sherman made a map of the way there.
Oh
so
yeah.
Sherman is not here next to me?
Unless something unless something specifically happens otherwise, I am always, unless we've established I'm doing something else, then I am pretty much always trying to at least note where we're going and how we're doing.
Yes, sir, heard. Bunga Bunga, Barty Boo, Valdir, whatever your fucking name is, too many names. So you guys are basically set up in a camp, and you're now hopping in the wagon. Arthur's probably on his horse. Yada yada yada. You guys are making your way to the tower itself. Sherman and Mur have already gone to the tower once to kind of scout it out and check it out before.
And
We
this
had
is
you
not the
going
tower?
there.
This thing is not the tower?
Oh, Bart hasn't seen the Mega Dungeon map. Bart, so
I
press
seen.
space.
No, I seen where the Mur is. He's in front of the tower, right?
This is where y'all need to be.
Oh, and what's this? I thought this is the tower. That we are next to it. Okay.
Yeah, where Mur is the tower map that we're going to be doing.
All right.
On the way to the tower, I actually want to stop Mur for a second since he's the one that knows about magic and shit, and I actually want to describe to him the dream state that I was in to see if that's something that happens. Can't hear him. What'd you say? Oh. It was really weird. I have a feeling that people, well, my species aren't exactly supposed to know about this kind of thing. Us being underground and everything. It's weird.
All right, all my friends, let's go ahead and get you guys over to the Aura of Karma board, if you're not there already.
I move them.
Yeah. So.
All right, let's see. Let me make that the default map for the next who knows how many sessions. But let me get the angel dude over here. Where is he? Unique creatures. Garden Naaman. You are. Let's go ahead and get this owl chest here.
And
Let's see.
Nine is here.
Let's see. No, do I not have a figure of them? Oh, well. It's fine. Instead, here's a Nosder figure. And here is a mystery figure. Yay!
Is Nosfer finally awake?
At the start of the day, as you guys are moseying your way through the woods, just as you reach the edge of the tower premises, where the vegetation begins to decay, he is indeed stirred from his rest, and he pokes his head out of the cart. Where are we?
Hey, buddy. We're in the Forest of Karma. We're headed to the tower.
Yeah.
I heard you had a rough night.
I was sent to save you. And, well, it happened. The Earth Mother told me to go find you, and I took the trial of water. And I'll hold out the bottle. And I got this. And I'll hold it up in front of them.
With that, he eyes it a bit warily before giving you a low bow and a brief applause. Ah. You honorary, honor.
Honorable.
Well,
In other words,
I still have a lot
he's
to learn.
He's basically trying to tell you congratulations. You want to basically give him the message that our the water elemental gave you regarding him.
Not in the harsh terms that she delivered it, but yes. And I'm also going to inform him that the Earth Mother is the one that sent me to go save his ass.
His eyes widen in surprise, but also amused interest. Oh,
Yeah, I was eating breakfast, and a hole opened up in the ground, and she kind of pulled me in.
we learn together. And he kind of bumps his fists together in front of him.
It seems so, buddy. And
He holds up his hand to give you a high five.
I just kind of look at him for a second, and I'll do it. I don't know if he was doing it to above his head type deal.
Too high.
He leaned out for you.
Yeah. And I actually want to, as we're coming up to the tower, I want to give him the thing I've been working. Finally.
Oh, what was
Basically,
it?
giving him his own glide suit, the one that he
Oh
saw me,
no!
and it is made out of the wing leather of the black dragons that we killed back in Camelot.
He eyes it with an awed majesty, giving you a low bow with it caressed in his arms. Thank! Thank! With that, he's immediately putting it on.
And then suddenly there's a dragon. There's a wild Danthor.
Hey, Bronzy.
That said, there's a shadow that erupts across the rainy sky, noticeable even on a dreary day like this.
But real
With
quick,
that, there's
Mackie, you've given him a permanent flight speed. He can just use his wind control to keep himself aloft.
I know.
Okay. Continue, sorry.
But God help him if he fucks it up.
You're right.
That said, here's where we'll wrap up. As you guys begin to take your first steps towards the tower, away from the line of trees which still has life, and onto the bridge which seems devoid of all life, there's a shadow that streaks across the sky, even noticeable on a rainy day like today. A loud thunder beat of wings is heard before a large figure quakes to a screeching stop in front of all of you. A fellow clad in a dark green hue of armor, and a shield and sword, climbs off of the creature. These are instantly recognizable as none other than Camille and Danthor. And that's
You boys!
where we'll leave off.
I'm stoked. That's fucking awesome. We got a return. I love when past characters
fixing
make a
it up.
comeback.
What was that, Trent?
Bella was asking how much time we have left.
We're basically done. This is where we're leaving
Yeah.
off. But yeah, with that, I'll see you boys next time. Sorry that some of y'all didn't get to really do much. We had a lot of things to wrap up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I had to keep getting up for shit, so it was good.
Worked out.
It
You got
worked.
some like, we're all gonna have our moments in the spotlight as far as character development, and Mackett just got a huge one of his, and Unga has some stuff working in the background,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna
Can't
have
wait
a
to
moment.
outforge a Forge God. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's where we'll leave off. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Thank you guys. I have to go be part of society now. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.